So it turns out that my previous videos have become outdated. So hi, I'm Micah, and welcome to your one-stop shop for information about r/place, so I can reduce my pain and suffering by sending this to people that ask me questions about it. Most of this information was discovered by the Snake Room, some of it was discovered by myself, and the rest of it comes from other sources. All of the information I present in this video will be factually accurate to the best of my knowledge, unless I specifically specify that it is speculation on my part. So before I start getting into this shit, let's talk about the prerequisite knowledge. So what the fuck is a Reddit experiment? When I'm talking about an experiment, I'm not using the word experiment in the social experiment kind of way. While r/place is a social experiment, that's not what I'm talking about when I say experiment. An experiment, in the context of Reddit's source code, is an experimental piece of code, hidden behind a code name and a flag. When you activate the experiment, the functionality and code behind it will work. If that experiment is not active, the functionality behind that code will not run. When you open Reddit, the code asks Reddit for what experiments to activate, and then Reddit's server responds to tell you what experiments are active. Experiments usually have a code name which is pretty descriptive, like collapsed comments show reason, or front page signup. This is how Reddit makes changes to their desktop client and app without forcing you to refresh the page or download a new version of the Reddit app from the App Store. Great, so why the fuck does this matter? Reddit, when making new projects like r/place, normally assign them a codename. Last year, this codename was Mona Lisa and Hot Potato, as shown in this article written by the backend developers of r/place 2022. Reddit chooses these codenames to be intentionally boring and obscure to avoid attracting undue attention, as mentioned here. That didn't stop us, though. So it's March 13th, 2023, and you are the Snake Room. Because you're the Snake Room, you decide that poking through Reddit's source code every single time it changes, for whatever reason, is a good hobby. Today, and by today I mean March 13th, the source code was updated. You notice it and decide to look at what changed. You notice this new experiment in the code. It's called garlic bread. You think, well, that's not a very specific code name, and so you decide to look into it further. You write a browser script that makes the browser think that Reddit has activated this experiment to see what it does, even though it actually hasn't. What you see is this. Having a new experiment under a new codename that hasn't existed before, that has all of this r/place code behind it, is a huge indicator that r/place is coming back. This is where the snowball started rolling. When manually setting this experiment to be active, a button is added to the navigation bar with the Reddit r/place icon and text saying place your tile. An embed is added, which loads garlicbread.reddit.com/embed. This is where the canvas would be if r/place released. Reddit attempts to check the timestamp of your next available pixel. Because the canvas doesn't exist, you cannot have a next available pixel, so this doesn't result in anything. Last year, the loading icon for r/place was at the link redditstatic.com/desktop2x/image/hotpotatoloader.gif. With the knowledge of this new codename that was being added being garlic bread, we could take that loading icon link and try the one at the new garlic bread codename. When we did this, we found the same loading GIF as r/place last year. Fast forward to March 20th, 2023. Reddit released a new version of the mobile app, version 2023.11.0. This update added an experiment under a different codename, Baked Potato, which previous versions of the app didn't have. We can manually set this flag using a man-in-the-middle proxy to change what Reddit responds with when the app asks for what experiments to enable. When we manually set this experiment to be active, a button is added to the navigation bar for r/place. An embed was added, which interestingly loads hotpotato.reddit.com/embed, which uses the old codename that last year's r/place canvas was located at, instead of the new codename. A button is added to the sidebar under the category Community Events with the r/place icon and the codename Baked Potato. While we can't see this visually due to r/place not being released yet, decompiling the Android app lets us see that this mobile app update also adds the ability for the embed to be linked to specific X, Y, and zoom parameters, implying you'll be able to link people to a specific spot on the canvas when it does release. While looking in the source code, we also found some interesting stuff, including a link to an event test under the name Place. While this doesn't really lead to anything, it is another piece of evidence. Also, Reddit seemed to have noticed that we found the loading GIF at the new codename, so they changed it to an RPAN GIF. However, at the same time, they rehosted all of the r/place assets from last year under the new garlic bread codename. This included the same loading icon that they changed to RPAN. As a result of this, the embed on the desktop client experiment started actually using the loading icon. Something else we noticed is that the REST headers of the mobile app notifications under the old codename from last year's r/place were changed to show that they were edited on March 20th, 2023. If you don't know, a REST header is just some extra piece of data that is sent with a web request. This usually includes stuff like authorization tokens, so websites know who you are, or the type of device that your browser is loading the page with, or in this case, the last time an asset was updated. Now we get to March 24th. A post is made to I'm not even going to try. The post is from someone that claims to be a part of the Reddit Mod Council. The Reddit Mod Council, as described by Reddit, is a collaboration between Reddit admins and moderators to create the best version of Reddit possible. Moderators in the council are able to beta test tools, preview new or potential features, review upcoming policy changes, and provide direct feedback which informs development. This person shares this image, which appears to show what will be the new UI for r/place. It allows subreddit moderators to pin a location of the canvas to the top of a subreddit. In another post made to Still not gonna try. The same person claims that the Mod Council told them that the event will return on June 23rd, the 18-year anniversary of Reddit. Unfortunately, there is no other evidence to back up these claims except just trusting this guy, especially since the functionality for pinning canvas locations to the top of a subreddit is not found anywhere in the code. These claims should be taken with a shipping container of salt. It is worth pointing out that the subreddit used in the example image is owned by a user experience designer at Reddit, though. Knock knock! It's March 27th, 2023. Remember all those assets that Reddit rehosted under the new codename? Yeah, so most of them are gone. Reddit seems to have taken down the Garlic Bread CDN suspiciously quickly after r/placenl started trying to brute force every single possible link that the JavaScript code for the event could be hosted at. Odd! That's just speculation, though. At the same time, they updated the loading GIF that the desktop client uses when trying to load the embed to the original loading GIF we found. But since that loading GIF is now an RPAN loading GIF, and the code that uses it still assumes that the GIF is a square aspect ratio of the r/place loading GIF, it's looking a little bit squished right now. March 31st. Reddit makes a post telling us that there is no event. This post spelled out "find it" and linked to r/Schrodinger's. It was a really bad ARG. I won't get into it. We spent most of the time playing Jackbox. Oh hey look, it's April 3rd now! The ARG's over, everyone is salty, there's no event, and Reddit released a new version of the mobile app. This change is pretty simple. Remember how the app accidentally used the old codename from last year's event when it loaded the canvas embed? Yeah, this update fixes that and uses the new codename of Garlic Bread. Oh, it's April 5th now. Wait, Reddit has the r/place GraphQL API online. Wait a second. Oh my god, we got the current state of the canvas. And it's on the new Garlic Bread codename link. And are you Oh wait, the CDN is back up under a different name. It's got all the assets again, including the loading icon and a bunch of sounds. The REST headers for these assets show that they were modified on April 4th. Odd! While some of the assets have been changed or removed, none of the actual functional code has been removed, and we're still seeing active development and changes being made to this code and these assets. It is entirely reasonable to believe that r/place is going to happen in the near future, even if it is not an event for April Fools.